Let's visit haunted Kirkstall Abbey. Oh, hello. Welcome to Kirkstall Abbey, where there is loads of ghost stories. This abbey was founded in 1152 by Cistercian monks from nearby Fountains Abbey, and so it operated for 4 centuries until King Henry VIII saw Anne Boleyn and was like, oh yes, oh. And he was like, you know, I would, but I'm married. But then he decided that didn't matter. We had the dissolution of the monasteries, a few thousand people died for centuries after in different wars and everything else, but he did manage to bed her and then got bored and killed her. But that's a different story. We're not here for that. We are here for the ghost stories, and there are a lot. Let's go and meet some of these amazing characters that still reside here today. Legends say that the monks built all this amazing tunnel system under this abbey that go through all out Armley, Kirkstall and into Leeds itself. But historians are doubting some of these local legends, and they're saying, look bruv man, they're just like, you know, sewage pipes and things like that, you know. So we need to listen to the academics on this one, I think. The first ghost we're going to say hello to is that of Mary. Mary was a very pious Christian woman, but she witnessed a husband commit a murder. What would you do? You have vowed to stay and support this man, but at the same time the Bible says thou shalt not kill. She thought about what to do and in the end decided to give her partner to the authorities, but wrapped with guilt because of his execution, she still remains here today. But she's not alone, thankfully. She is seen wandering these beautiful grounds as a woman in white. By her side is her faithful ghostly dog. So if you see her, say hello and maybe bring a few chew toys as well to make sure they're happy still here in the afterlife. You guessed it, the abbey is haunted by a monk. Boring, I hear you all saying, every abbey is haunted by a monk. What if I added another word? This abbey is haunted by a mad monk. He was driven mad after his brother on the way to this abbey was held up by a highwayman and unwilling to give away what he owned was then executed as a warning to others to stand and deliver. His brother was driven mad by this and it's still searching for him now in the afterlife. Rumours are it is him that keeps writing initials, which we're going to have a look at throughout this building. Now, is it him or is it someone else feeding the story? I don't know, but what we do know is in modern times, even people that don't know this story do see a Cistercian monk here at night, but not just wandering along, floating like a lot of these ghosts do. He's seen frantically looking around in an absolute panic, in a worry. Is this the mad monk, or is it a memo point of history, pinpointing the time when the King's Guards came to dissolve this abbey? We don't know, but we do know he's still seen to this day. Look at all this. Is it ancient graffiti? Or is it vandalism of the dead? If you are bold enough to come here at night, there are a few things you might see. You may see the beautiful gardens, the incredible views, the shadows of the ruins surrounded by a sunset. You may see the last of the dragonflies that are floating around today, or even the odd deer, or even someone drunk defecating by a tree, which is also common around here. But what you also may see is something that has been seen for centuries. It is a funeral procession out here in the green spaces, in this garden, heading there into the church to hold a ceremony for someone, there's a dragonfly, for someone who was obviously very venerated, that is still continual residually after death. Now, why I think this is an interesting one is culturally at the moment, funerals, people wear black, but what are people describing? It isn't some monks in black. For this funeral procession, they're all wearing white. Now that gives me a little more less suspicion that this is just a story, because if it was, it would fit to our modern cultural norms. But if you look, this has been seen for centuries, only at dusk and only wearing white, silently, somberly walking out here into the church. Now, like I said, it must have been someone really important or someone deeply loved. It definitely wasn't the person that's been defecating by the tree over there. A bit of a side note that'll interest a few of you while we're looking at this ancient graffiti over here. I love hearing the rooks and the ravens. Look, there's loads of different graffiti. But yeah, this is just maybe it's activity, maybe it's not. When I was over there, I had to re-record the video 8 times. And I bet you're like, oh, you still didn't do it great. However, this was because every time I did it, this mic was being disturbed. Now, it hasn't done it in any other part of the building or anywhere else, just in that one spot. Was that the communication of someone trying to get through? After eating my Calippo, we're going to go in here, where it's full of poltergeist activity, particularly in one room, where a previous abbot that lived here still remains. Hello. On the top floor of the abbot's house is Abbot John Ripley, who's said to remain. People come here, hear growls, feel someone touching them, hear things sliding and being pulled on the floor, and worst of all, hear a piano playing in the middle of the night when no one's there.